Hello everyone from Adventure Interactions. I hope you guys are doing okay. So today we'll be doing a review of this iPhone 16 Pro, which I've been using since 2 months. And I was just wanted to share a few things about this phone that I like and some things which I don't like about this phone. So first we'll just quickly go through the specs of this phone. So it has the 149.6 millimeter in length and 71.5 millimeter in width and 8.3 millimeter in thickness, and it has the total of 199 grams in weight, which is quite light in terms of the holding this phone. Like, I don't find this much inconvenient to hold this phone in the hand is with terms of the design and the dimensions of this phone. So it has the proprietary Apple glass on the front and on the back, and it has the IPCC. It does water resistance up to 6 meter for 30 minutes. Also, it's supposed the Apple Pay with Visa, MasterCard, Amex certified. If it comes to the front display, so it's the LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display with 120 Hz of refresh rate, HDR10. It has the Dolby Vision and a peak brightness up to 2000 nits. The best thing about this phone is that it can just goes down to the 1 nits of brightness once you're just working in the dark. And it's really helpful once you are just viewing the phone in the night time. If you talk about the screen, so it is 6.3 inches, which is 90.1% screen to body ratio, which is great. Like, I don't find bezels on this one to be an issue. Like, it's one of the best it's in the market. It has a resolution of 1206 by 2622 pixels, which is 19.5:9 ratio with 460 ppi density. Apple claims that it has the ceramic shield glass protection, so time will tell like how it performs. However, I'm just using the screen protector with it. With respect to the chipset, if we consider, so it has the Apple new A18 Pro 3nm chipset, and it has the hexa-core 2 into 4.05 gigahertz plus 4 into 2.4 gigahertz cores in it, and it has the Apple proprietary GPU, which is 6-core graphics, which is very nice when it comes to the gaming. For the memory, if we talk about, so it has a 128 gigs, 256 gigs, and 512 gigs, and up to 1 terabyte with 8 GB of RAM. If we talk about the camera, so cameras are really nice on this phone in terms of like if we talk about, so it's a triple setup over here, which is 48 megapixel main lens, which is wide, and it has the dual pixel PDF sensor shift OIS and the 12 megapixel of periscope telephoto lens, which is around 5 times optical zoom with image stabilization. And the third camera is the 48 megapixel ultra wide lens, and it also has the LiDAR depth sensor in it with the LED flash. And the camera has been really great on this phone. Like, it's one of the best in the market right now. If we talk about the video capability of this phone, so it shoots up to 4K 120 FPS and 1080 up to 240 FPS. It also supports the 10-bit HDR, Dolby Vision HDR up to 60 FPS. It has the ProRes 3D spatial video, audio, stereo, sound, etc. If we talk about the front camera, so it is a 12 megapixel wide camera, and it has the inbuilt sensor for the Face ID in the same island where the camera is actually, and the camera is capable of 4K up to 60 FPS and 1080 up to 120 FPS, and it has been really good camera for the selfie. It has the obviously stereo speakers as well, and if we talk about the battery, so this specific version has the 3582 mAh battery. The colors we get to see on this one is the black titanium, white titanium, natural titanium, and desert titanium. And this one, currently the one I have, is the natural titanium. So let's talk about the design of this phone now. So design wise, this phone has been really great in terms of holding. Like, if we talk about the side, so it has one power button, and we have the new camera button over here on the side, which I just talked about later in the video. It's really smooth out finish once you're just holding this phone, so it's really comfortable to hold this phone in the hand. Like, the slight curve on the back, it really helps the to smooth out the hold of this phone. And in no means this is kind of a slippery in the hand. It feels very very premium in the hand once you're using this phone. If we talk about the top, so there's nothing, there's one antenna band. On the other side, if we talk about, so we have one action button, we have volume up and down, one SIM card tray, because this is the Canadian version, so you get to see the SIM card tray over here, which is quite a good thing. I hope so it doesn't go away soon or ever from this phone. On the bottom we have the type C port, we have the mic, and we have the speaker. On the back we get to see the this smooth out finish, which is very very on point. Like, I'm really loving this color on this phone. Like, I didn't own the iPhone 15, so iPhone 15 Pro series, so this color is new for me, and I don't know, I just lean towards this color the most this time. However, the white has been really beautiful as well. If we talk about the weight, so the weight of this phone is not that heavy at all. Like, I feel really really nice to hold in this in my hands. And if we just lay down on the flat, so we'll just do the test. So it's a little bit wobbly, not that much, but yeah, to a point where you will just find it annoying to type while just laying down on the flat surface. So you might want to just consider a case for this one if you want to just increase or enhance the durability of this phone. If we come about and talk about this camera button, so there has been a lot of hype about this camera button, like since its launch. Like, many people were just against it, like, and was just saying like this is not useful at all. But for me, initially I haven't been using this camera button, but once you just get to use to this button, so this is the fastest way to just bring your camera on. Like, if you want to capture immediately something, so you just have to press this one, and it just boom, your camera is just open right away. So in this regard, like, I'm really loving this camera button, and I'm just using this camera button to launch the camera itself. However, there has been like this action button, but yeah, you can just use it for some other purpose. Maybe you want to just use this one to align it with a torch. And if you go to like the screen one, so obviously it's not that fast as this one, because you have to just open the screen and you have to just slide up. You have to just press it to make the camera open, and this one is like instant. Like, yeah, it opens the camera right away, so which is really a good thing. Like, honestly, I'm just using this one all the time. Like, once I have to just take a quick video or maybe a quick shot, so this has been really really helpful. Obviously I'm not using the zoom features that much from this camera, but to launch the camera itself quickly, this is one of the bestest thing that Apple have introduced into the phone. Obviously I'm not saying like it's worth it to get just because of this, but yeah, if you're just coming from iPhone 12, 14 or 13, so it might be worth it for you guys to just upgrade for this one. So obviously the Face ID on this phone has been seamless, and like, it never gave me trouble in terms of the usage of this phone. Yeah, so one thing I don't like about the Face ID always, and it has been always the case, like, once your device is flat on the ground, so you have to just lift up to just uh, make the Face ID work, right? And once you're just wearing mask sometimes, so it doesn't work perfectly. Like, sometimes it be finicky about like once you're wearing the mask. And yeah, and it's really been a problem, like, because once you're just, let's for example the device is lying down on flat on the ground and you want to just open the phone, so yeah, the login process becomes so much problematic. Like, you have to just swipe up, then it waits for the Face ID to check your face. If your face is not there, then you have to enter the code, so it just prolongs so much, like if your device is lying down on the flat surface. So in that point, like, I would just must recommend Apple to introduce the maybe the Touch ID to this button, which I hope so might be coming in the future iterations, or maybe in iPhone 17. But yeah, that could have been just really helpful, like the Touch ID on this phone. So you will have just multiple secure options to open the phone. And one more thing, like, once you're just let's say for example you're just sleeping, or maybe just lying down onto your bed and your head is into the pillow, so Face ID just find it hard to you just find it hard to open the phone with the Face ID, and you have to just lift your face up to just bring it into the camera to get the Face ID work once you are just laying down into the pillow. So that's the second thing that being really annoying for me. So I believe the Touch ID would be the alternative for it that Apple might want to introduce to this button. And I think so there is some, I don't know, there I feel like there is option to include in this one. It's really not a big deal to for the Apple to include this Touch ID in this phone. If we talk about the software, so software wise this phone has been great, really smooth. Initially, like, there has been some issues regarding the if you're just uh, placing the finger on this near this capacitive button, so it wasn't, the screen starts to hang, and it just stopped working. However, that has been fixed with the software. If we talk about the multitasking on this phone, so it hasn't been great. Like, it's just like a basic phone, you can say. Like, you cannot do multitasking on this phone at all. Like, I'm not sure why the A18 Pro chip is like, there is all juice in it, but the software doesn't allow it to use the full potential of that chip. So that's what I feel like it's a little bit lacking in terms of the multitasking of this phone. Like, I cannot open in a split screen any app, like, which is quite annoying. Like, this is 2024, and like Android has been doing this one since too long, and that's the thing, like, that is most useful. Like, I mean, many people use that thing to just open calculator, and then maybe, or half of the screen might be using for the some other app or messaging, or yeah. So you can just use two apps side by side, or at least provide the option to just include the pop-up window for the for any app. So that would be really helpful, and in that way the Apple needs to work on their software. Obviously the software is seamless, it's really nice, but there has to be some introduction to the multitasking in this phone. Like, it's been a long time, and I hope like many people are still waiting to get the multitasking capabilities of on this phone. So if we talk about the speakers on this phone, so these are really good speakers in terms of the bass and the depth that you are getting on this phone. And it has been really good to listen music on this phone. So let me show you guys, so you can have. So you guys can have here on the music, like, it has been great on this phone, and I find the speakers really nice in terms when comparable to the other flagship phones like the Samsung S24 Ultra. I've used the S24 Ultra, so what I've noticed, like, the you get to see more depth and the bass on the iPhone 16 Pro. And if we talk about the one-handed use, obviously this is ideal for the usage as a one-handed device, and the typing on this phone has been really easy for me. Let's say, for example, if you want to type something, so it's really easy, like, to type it like one-handed. And it is really helpful, like, in terms of once you're just walking, or maybe you're at the gym and you want to just quickly type, so you can just do it with one hand. So yeah, I always appreciate the one-handed use of the phone, which is just going away like in 2024. And yeah, so yeah, I really like the one-handed use of this phone. So if we talk about the camera capabilities of this phone, so it has been really created one, it's one of the top notch in the market. So I've also compared these phones with the other phones as well. You can just check out my other videos regarding the camera comparison of this phone. So I wouldn't be talking much or showing you guys the samples of the video. So I just want to talk about the camera itself. So I've been using this phone primarily as my camera device. Like, in terms of the picture quick launching of the camera app, you can use this button, which is really helpful in terms of launching the camera. If we talk about the video quality, so it has been really nice on this phone, and iPhone has been the best in the video capabilities since a long time. And I didn't find like any phone being coming near to this phone in terms of the video capabilities. Camera is also very nice on this phone. It's very sharp, and you don't get to see the picture blur that easily, like once there's some fast moving object. So you're just able to capture the shutter speed is perfectly fine on this phone. It's able to capture the details, and it's not as blurry like as when you I'll just compare it with the S24 Ultra or some other phones. Yeah, so yeah, so there's a really good thing on this one. Regarding the durability of this phone, so I didn't got a chance to make it fall, this phone, but I'm really liking overall feel of this phone in terms of once you're just holding this one. If you talk about the battery life, so the battery is lasts me a whole day on this phone. Most of the time I'm just using this phone primarily to as my camera phone, but yeah, it just lasts me a whole day once I'm just using it as a primary device. With respect to the charging speed of this phone, so it's just okay, it's not that great. It's just because it's a small battery, so it just work out for me. Like I just put it overnight during overnight on the charge, and it just works perfectly fine for me, and it just lasts a whole day for me. Like most of the phones I charge it during the night time. And yeah, if you're just a person who's just charging during the day, so that might be a bothersome for you regarding the charging speed on this phone. However, it's not that bad because it's a small battery. It will just work out for you guys. So I would like to show you guys how the gaming looks like on this phone in terms of the graphics and in terms of the refresh rate on this phone. Though I'm not a very fan of the mobile gaming, but yeah, I would just for showing purposes, like I would like to show, like, so I will be just running the S4 Legend. So I'll be running S4 Legends Unite, and so I just want to show you guys how the gaming looks like on this phone. You guys can see regarding the graphics, everything. So yeah, so gaming wise, like this device has been great. And one thing I really like about this iPhone, that the all of the apps are being really optimized for the usage on the iPhone, which I really noticed because I've been using the Z Fold 6, and like the optimization on that phone is a little bit problematic. Even once it comes to the S24 Ultra, some of the apps are not that much optimized. However, the case has been really different once it comes to the iPhone. Like the apps are like so much optimized on this phone that you'll just enjoy every single app being used. Like once you compare it side by side with the Android phone, so you'll notice like it is actually being optimized with the apps, like those seems to be made to be run on the iPhone. It feels like that, so that's really good thing I like about the iPhone. However, I'm not using this phone primarily as my first device, as I'm using the Z Fold 6. But yeah, so few things I really enjoy in this phone that I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, that's all for today. So I hope you guys like the video. If you guys have any question, you can just leave down in the comments, and I'll just try to answer those questions. And please like, share, and subscribe. That would be really helpful for my channel. And yeah, thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.